Welcome to another edition of the weekly roundup of the football action of the week. This week we only have action from Italy and England as winter break was in effect for the other leagues. And we shall start with Italy in the Serie A. Juventus returned to the winning ways as they defeat Sampdoria 2-1. In the second minute, Cristiano Ronaldo put the leaders ahead as a brilliantly cleared shot into the bottom corner saw them leading. 31 minutes later, Quagliarella would level the scoring from the spot. In the second half, Ronaldo would give Juve the lead again from a penalty, ending the match 2-1. As it stands in Italy, Juve are top with 53 points, Napoli are second with 44 points, Inter Milan are third with 39 points, and Lazio are fourth with 32 points. I think there's no doubt who's going to win the league. It's going to be Juventus. I think they're going to win a billionth title in a row, and it's going to be very embarrassing for the Italian football as a whole, because to have the same team dominate the league and walk the league for a billionth time in a row is just very embarrassing. It's becoming a similar situation to what we have in France with PSG dominating it as a whole. I think it's simply going to be embarrassing as it won't be very competitive, and it's going to lose its standing amongst other leagues, as we've already seen Ligue 1 suffer. Now on to the Premier League on to England in the Premier League. Tottenham's brilliant run of form came to a screeching halt against Wolves at Wembley. 22 minutes in, Harry Kane scored and Tottenham dominated it throughout. They were unable, however, to keep it that way as Boye leveled the match in the 72nd minute. That wouldn't be all, as in the 83rd minute, Jimenez scored to give Wolves the lead. And 4 minutes later, Helder Costa put the cherry on top by making it 3-1. For Tottenham, this reflects what we already knew, that they are not a title contender this season. They're not good enough yet. They're not as skillful or as talented or as deep as a squad as Liverpool and Manchester City. I think Pochettino is treated very unfairly as he's unable to get new players. I think if he's able to get new players before next season, these occasional losses from Tottenham to inferior opposition will begin to disappear. I think they'll do better to compete for the league. I still don't think they'll win the title next season with the strength of Liverpool and Manchester City. For Wolves, this shows that they can get results against anyone. And it's an interesting fact is they've already earned more points this season than they have the last time they were in the Premier League, which is very interesting to look at. And I mean, what Wolves are doing is very impressive with the results they've been getting and the amount of points they have. Next on the menu was a top four clash between leaders Liverpool and Arsenal. 11 minutes in, Arsenal took the lead at Anfield, but the story of the match would change drastically after that. 3 minutes in, Firmino leveled for the score for Liverpool. 2 minutes later, Firmino scored again to give Liverpool the lead. In the 32nd minute, a beautiful Mohamed Salah pass and a brilliant shot from Sadio Mane extended Liverpool's lead 3-1. In stoppage time of the first half, Mohamed Salah earned a penalty, which he would convert as he ended the half for Liverpool 4-1. Later on in the 65th minute, Lovren was fouled in the box and Arsenal conceded another penalty. This time, Firmino took it and completed his hat-trick that way. Liverpool was so in control that Arsenal striker Abu Mag only had 13 touches on the ball, 6 of them being kickoffs, even though Arsenal had more possession. There were times where Arsenal looked dangerous, and there were times when Liverpool defense seemed a little weak, but at the end they were able to get the result. For Unai Emery, I think this means that he needs to be able to bounce back. He needs to be able to improve the squad from what they were, and I think he has overall. But the defense needs some improvement, and Unai Emery needs to show that his team can bounce back by getting a result in the next fixture in the Premier League. For Jurgen Klopp, I think this is a great sign heading into the January 3rd clash with Manchester City that they definitely are looking to win that one. Manchester City returned to their winning ways as they comfortably defeat Southampton. In the 10th minute, David Silva gave City the early lead. Højbjerg leveled the match in the 37th minute. Manchester City would regain the lead from a Ward-Prowse goal in the wrong net. And 3 minutes later, in the first half, Aguero scored to give Manchester City the win 3-1. I think it's important that they had to return to their winning ways before the match on January 3rd, which for them is a must-win. And as I've said before, we will have a video on that game individually, as it's a very big game that could end up deciding the Premier League, and I think it will. Next, we have Manchester United, who defeat Bournemouth 4-1 as they continue their brilliant run of form with their new manager. The goals for United came from Rashford, Lukaku, and 2 from Pogba. Bailly was sent off toward the end of the match, which was definitely not what they were looking for. I think that they could have, that they're very improved from when they were under Jose Mourinho, but still the real test hasn't come. They haven't faced a major team, but these results are very important to get the team on a good start, to give the team good mentality, and to show this team can score goals. As things stand in the Premier League, Liverpool are top and undefeated with 54 points. Manchester City are second with 47 points. Tottenham third with 45 points. Chelsea fourth with 43 points. I think the match on January 3rd will be very interesting, as if Liverpool win, their lead on Manchester City will become 10 points. It's not completely insurmountable, but it's a mountain to climb for Manchester City. And the question is, can Pep Guardiola climb that mountain? I'm not sure if he can against the Liverpool side, but Liverpool, who have had complete perfection since the beginning of the season, as they're still undefeated. I think, however, there will come a time when Liverpool struggle. It's just not happened yet. When they struggle, we'll see how they deal with it and how Jurgen Klopp deals with it. That's it for this week's video. Be sure to like and subscribe. It's Paperball rolling out.